Okay, Ron, thank you for watching this video. Today, I am joined by Kerry Collier, who is representing the Padley YMCA Derbyshire. Is that right?
Yep.
Perfect. We've worked with you previously, and I know the hard work and effort that you put into supporting the homeless across Derbyshire. Obviously, we are just about to undertake a rather mammoth walk to Everest Base Camp, and the funds that we're raising, 50% of those funds will be going back into your centre. So can you just introduce what it is that you do and the support that you give out to the homeless, please?
Yeah, I am the marketing and fundraising manager from Padley at YMCA Derbyshire now, as we did merge with the YMCA in the summer of last year.
Yeah.
We at the project that we provide, which is the day centre, it's based near the bus station in Derby City Centre. And they're people that are not just people that are at risk of homelessness, but more recently, people that are suffering from the cost of living crisis can go. And we provide basic practical needs such as free hot food in the centre, or emergency food parcels, clothing, hygiene products, shower and laundrette facilities. And on top of that, we provide support and guidance on a range of issues such as housing, benefits, debt advice, substance misuse, you name it, really. Anything that anyone is struggling with, or any barriers that anyone has, we will support them in any way we can. And if we can't, then we can signpost them to other services that we partner with to make sure that people in the best position that they can be to be able to lead a thriving and independent life.
So support across the whole range of issues that come up, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of visiting partners as well, like Citizens Advice Mid Mercia. They come in once a week. They help people write off any debts. They make sure people are on the correct benefits. And we have the community dental van come, providing free dental care for people once a month. We have a hairdresser. We have employability company coming in, helping people that have been out of work for a long time get back into work. St Andrew's House, which is the NHS drug and alcohol service. They come in, we can get people signed up to their services. So yeah, anything and everything really that we can help with.
Yeah. And I imagine a lot of demand for this service, particularly in Derby itself. I came to the centre a few years ago and obviously had a look, but it was quite eye-opening, really, to see the support you were giving. How are things in terms of the situation across Derbyshire at the moment?
Well, pre cost of living crisis, we were doing on average about 80 emergency food parcels a week. Those were for people that obviously, were on benefits or were homeless. And on average now we're doing about 250 emergency food parcels. It's
250 a week, is that?
a month, sorry. It was 80 a month, now we're doing 250 a month. So it's increased a lot because now we're having to provide people that are working with these parcels as well, because they can't afford to pay their bills and to feed themselves. So it's the demand is really high. I think we worked out last year, between giving out meals in our centre and the meals we provide in emergency food parcels, we did over 21,000 meals last year for people in Derby that couldn't afford to feed themselves. So that's quite a shocking number, I feel.
Yeah. And seemingly getting larger.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be much end to it soon, unfortunately. Yeah.
And the centre itself, obviously, as they've been in touch with you for quite some time, you're actually looking to create your forever home now, is that right?
So one of the reasons that it was a really good idea for us to merge with YMCA is not only that, do the two charities have a synergy, but we needed to find a bigger permanent home. You know, where we are now was only ever temporary, and it's too small. So we're hoping to move sort of, I hope, fingers crossed, if the building work goes okay, June, July this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the new centre going to look like? And again, expanding the number of services that you offer as a result of this?
Yeah, so we're hoping to add into the services we provide from the new centre. Because what we don't do as of yet is families from our day centre. So we want to be able to provide services for families too. So we want to put in community kitchens. We know that a lot of people and families are in temporary accommodation and emergency accommodation. Now, unfortunately, that temporary accommodation can quite often end up lasting 1 or 2 years because of the lack of social housing. So we want to be able to provide those people that are in hotel rooms and B&Bs a place where they can come and cook for their families. We already do the laundrette. So it's about adding on a few other services, but also being able to just grow the services that we already do to match the demand.
Yeah. And where's the new centre going to be based?
It's going to be based on Parcel Terrace. That's off Utox to Old Road.
Okay.
Yes.
So really easy for people to get to that need the support.
Yeah, definitely. It's on the bus route. We'll be looking into possibly doing mini bus runs as well, but it's something we've got to figure out as of yet.
Yeah. And the centre itself, it's mainly supported by donations and by people helping you.
Yeah, exactly. The majority of our money comes from fundraising, comes from the community, businesses such, you know, local businesses such as yourself helping us. It's really, really important to us the amount of help we get. You know, not just monetarily either. You know, the money, the food, the clothing, the household goods that people donate. It's all so helpful.
Yeah. And you were just telling me you've just done your big sleep out for this year. So how did that go?
Yes, we had 91 people sleeping out at the Derbyshire County Cricket Ground. And so far, we've raised almost £26,000 from that.
Wow.
So we're hoping next year, it'll be on the 7th of March, I do believe, that we'll have even more people take part and smash that total. So yeah, look out for that because I'll be putting the promo out for that fairly soon.
Well, I'll pre-warn my team if anyone watching this that we're going to do it next year with you. So
yeah, that's it. It's been recorded now.
yeah,
It's got to be done
already. So sounds good. Sounds good. So we're going to raise. I mean, our target was to raise sort of £6,000 for myself and Bert, of which we'll split the money to local charities each. So £3,000. What would that do to support either your team or individual families in terms of what could you get back for that sort of that money?
So that £3,000, that's going to look at sort of buying food for a good few months, really. Which is the main thing that we're really struggling with at the moment. We never used to run out of food ever. We used to always get donated enough food, but we're having to purchase more and more now. Because the demand's so high, but also people that used to donate have also been hit by the cost of living crisis and can't donate as much. So that £3,000 is really going to go really far to help us, you know, provide the food that we do to people. So thank you so much.
Pleasure. And if anyone's watching this and they do want to donate, I mean, we haven't set off yet on the trek. We go a week on Tuesday, so the 19th of March. There'll be plenty of opportunity to contribute whilst myself and Bert are obviously walking. And hopefully we can raise that up even more and give you even further support, really. That's the whole goal of doing this in the first place. And we'd love to get to sort of 10,000 if we could, which I think is achievable. We've had some amazing donations, or else a lot of corporate donations that have come in. But I think it's important people understand that the money is going to a local community project like this, really. And people do want to support, don't they? You get a lot of support coming in from many other businesses and many individuals, don't you?
Yeah, we get support right across the county, not just businesses, but schools, churches, leisure organisations, your knit and natter groups, your cycling groups, your walking groups, and then people that just understand that, it's good to support your community. And if you want to know where your money's going, a local charity is a really good shout, because you know that for every pound you donate, a lot more is going towards the frontline services.
Yeah. And have you got any other major fundraising events this year that you're looking to put on?
So we've got, in a couple of weeks' time, we've got our quarterly quiz and chips night on at Little Eaton Village Hall. We've got the ladies' lunch coming up on the 19th of July, I do believe. But the other big fundraiser will be our Christmas ball.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're already talking about Christmas. I'm already organising it. So that's on the 6th of December at Pride Park. So we're encouraging businesses, to use that as their staff Christmas do, rather than paying money to another company. You can pay £50 a head to a charity. You get your 3-course meal. There's a band, there's a DJ, there'll be an auction. So we're hoping people will choose to do that rather than going to a restaurant or something.
Yeah, no, it's again, it sounds another great event, but as I say, the whole purpose of this is to raise that awareness and keep supporting these families. And I think that's really key, isn't it? Really, the families that need the support, and it's the help you give back to the individuals, not to just support them on the streets, but to get them off the streets. I think that's the most important thing of all of this.
Yeah, the aim is to always make sure that we can, make people I'm trying to think of the word now. Be able to sustain themselves, give them the tools. Not, it's really important that you give people the tools to do it themselves, so that going forward they can make sure that they can stay in a good, positive, and healthy place. It's not always just about giving people a roof over the head. You've got to give them that support as well. A lot of people are struggling with mental health issues. Undiagnosed neurodivergency as well is a huge issue, which is to why a lot of people are struggling, particularly to sustain tenancies or find work, because they fell through the gaps. They didn't necessarily have anyone, a good support network, to be able to get them that diagnosis and things like that. So it's a massive holistic job to make sure that these people are supported and can move forward in a positive way.
Yeah, no, it's incredible what you do. How big is the team at the centre?
It's not very big. We've got 4 support workers, an administrator, and the day centre manager. And then there's myself and my assistant that does the fundraising, the marketing. So we're a really small team, but we have an army of volunteers that help us. They are incredible. I think we've got about 35 volunteers that help us across the day centre and our charity shop. And we always need more. So if anyone would like to help out, please get in touch. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, so volunteers again a key part of the services that you give back, and if anybody is watching and can spare some time and can spare some help, then that would be incredibly valuable for you, wouldn't it, as well?
Yeah, we couldn't do it without our volunteers. We've got our warehouse volunteers that help us process and sort all the donations that come in. We've got our volunteers that work in the day centre, helping the clients access the basic needs, or working in the kitchen, so that our support workers can focus on doing the crucial support work that we do. We've got an army of about 15 volunteers that run our charity shop. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's an incredible service. So I think that's the wrong word for it, but it's an incredible thing that you do to help. And we're just glad that we can support you with some. I mean, it's a drop in the ocean, I guess, in terms of the donation that we're giving you, but it's fantastic to see what you do and that we can help support that. So thank you so much for everything that you do to this cause, really.
Yeah, it's not a drop in the ocean. Honestly, it's not. You know, as I said, we are a local charity, and every pound that people give and you donate really does make a difference, and we really appreciate it. We really do. How are you feeling about doing this trek, Lee? How's your training been going?
Uh, Going fine. Very exciting. It's a trip that's always been on my bucket list to go to see Everest. So I'm in a really fortunate position to be able to do this in the first place. And this is why, again, on the back of it, we want to raise as much funds as we can. But yeah, really excited. Can't wait. Myself and Bert, we are really motivated for this. We'll make sure there's lots of updates as we're doing the trek as well. And yeah, it's just going to be incredible to do. A little bit overwhelmed, a little bit daunted. Hopefully, physically, I think it will be okay. Just a bit of altitude sickness worries along the way, but other than that,
Mm.
it should be a good trek to do, and as I say, raise that awareness.
What's the furthest trek you've done so far up to now?
Well, if you can remember, a few years ago, we did the Peak District trek,
Mhm.
which was supposed to be a 20-mile trip, and it ended up at 26 miles because we may have got slightly diverted and lost along the and then 2 years ago, I did the National Three Peaks in 24 hours.
Wow.
That took us 25 hours because we got lost, or oh, no, we didn't get lost. We got traffic. So I'm hoping this time around there'll be no problems in the trek at all. So yeah,
How many miles is this one?
it's 56 kilometers
Mhm.
there and 56 back, obviously. So
Wow.
it's over 12 days. Rising all the way up to, I think it's 5,634 meters in terms of elevation, something like that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There'll be some great sights along the way. In the past, we've also supported when there was an earthquake
Mm.
in we supported the rebuilding of a village there. So if we can, we're going to try and find time to go back and revisit that village as well. But there's so much planned already. It's struggling to fit everything in whilst we're doing the trek. I think the most scary bit is the flight on the little plane that lands at the world's most dangerous airport. That could be interesting. I've seen all sorts of different things that have happened on those flights. And it's also the weather. We don't know what the weather's going to be like. I had a look at the weather forecast the other day and it was -18 at base camp. Yeah, it's warming up by the look of it. But we've got our hats, we've got our thermals, we've got our coats. And again, we're fortunate to be able to afford all this stuff.
Mm. Mm.
That's the thing I was doing whilst I've been doing some of the training. I've been out doing runs and walks in all sorts of cold weather, and whilst you're doing it, you just think, if I was on the streets during this type of weather, how do you cope? What would you do? And without your service to help those people, yeah, it just would be a terrible situation to be in, really.
Yeah, thank you so much. What you and Bert are doing, you're incredibly brave, and we really appreciate it so much.
Well, as I say, we're not the brave ones. I think it's you turning up every single day to support these people and give them the help and give them the guidance and everything you do. That's the whole reason behind it, and being able to contribute back to that. And when this new centre's up and running, I'd love to come and see it and have a look round and maybe do another video and just keep the awareness in the local community of what you do and how these people can help support it.
Yeah, well, we might get you in to do some painting if you're up for
Yeah,
it.
give us a shout. We're more than happy to help wherever we can. So thank you very much. I think it's really useful. We'll get this shared out, and put this on social media, and we'll send it out to all the clients, and we'll share the Just Giving page. So if there are any further donations that you would love to make to just support Kerry and the team, we would really appreciate those as well.